You are listening to a One Pint Stand, a Minnesota craft beer podcast that tells the stories of craft beer in Minnesota and beyond. So kick back, relax, and grab a cold one. The show starts now. Hello, my name is Dan Bobian, and I write, produce, and host a One Pint Stand. I'm ecstatic that you're listening. This podcast has been a passion project going all the way back to 2016. On this episode, I'm sitting down with Brittney Mikell, the founder of Bubble Line Brewing Company. Bubble Line Brewing Company is the first black woman-owned brewery in the great state of Minnesota. This is the first interview that she's giving before she sets out on a week-long press gauntlet, and I'm so thankful that she was willing to come on the show and tell her story. So let's head out to the Dual Citizen Brewing Company tap room for my conversation with Brittney Mikell, founder of Bubble Line Brewing. Cheers. Welcome to another on-location episode of a One Pint Stand. I am here with Brittney Mikell, and she is the founder of Bubble Line Brewing Company.
That's me, man. That's wild to think.
Yeah. When you say it out loud, is it still kind of like, do you get goosebumps when you hear that out loud?
No, I kind of just don't believe it. Like, it's just a lie right now until it actually happens.
Yeah. So, introduce yourself. We're gonna talk all about your brewery, soon to open in the. Well, when I say soon, you know, that's relative. I mean,
like early 2025. You know,
okay.
The goalpost is always moving.
Yes.
It just depends on like location stuff and permitting and everything. But early 2025.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about like your journey into beer. What's your favorite beer style to drink, and where's your favorite spot to drink that beer style at?
Yeah, I think you're trying to get me taken out. Like, people are going to, like, exit the podcast right away
No,
after I say
not.
this. Because as a brewer, I'm supposed to say Pils, Lager is my favorite to drink, but it is not. And my mentor, Dickie Lopez, makes fun of me for this no less than 3 times a week. But, and I work 3 days a week, so, like, every day. I'm an IPA girl, and I think part of that is that I got into coffee when I turned 30. I didn't drink coffee at all before that. And I think, like, the love of bitterness has come late to me.
Okay.
And so now I'm, like, leaning heavy into that. So I still love IPAs. Now the first thing I order is, like, a Pils or a Lager to, like, get things going.
Yeah, kind of set the tone for your palate.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty standard. Like, that has changed for me because it was always, like, I just go hazy first and just go hard. And now it's, like, start low, go slow, which is, like, a common pharmacy thing. Which that kind of shares a bit about where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Which is your actual question. Intro. I'm Britt/Brittney. I think my professional name is supposed to be Brittney, but like, whatever. My friends call me Britt. You started this saying Britt, and I was like, I don't know if we should say that. I'm originally from Chicago, south side of Chicago. I rep that super hard. I have a tattoo on me of it, so I'm really proud. I went to undergrad here though at Carleton. Like southern Minnesota, about 40 minutes south of the cities.
Okay.
Yeah, the like little tiny college where everybody knows each other. Like, you don't know everybody's name, but if you see them on the street, you know that you both went to Carleton.
My cousin went to Carleton.
We can talk off air about who they are, because we shouldn't like out them, put their business in the streets, but I probably know them. So I went there and graduated undergrad and then moved out to Boston. I was a chemistry major, so I've always been kind of a nerd. My grades weren't great, but like I loved chemistry. I just stuck with it. I like a challenge, which is probably pretty evident in all the things I've done so far.
Yes, you do like a challenge.
Life is like hard for me because I make it. Moved out to Boston, worked out there for a while at a hospital in like a research lab, and my boss was an MD, PhD, and he wanted me so badly to be a physician, and I shadowed him, and I was like, wow, this really sucks. So while we were shadowing, there was a pharmacist on the team, and I was like, bro, can I just like not hang out with you anymore and shadow the pharmacist, because that seems like a lot more fun. So I did that, like literally ditched my boss and shadowed the pharmacist, and I was like, I think this is what I'm gonna do. It was just a little more mellow, like a little, I don't know, I'm slightly germophobic, but like if I see blood, it's fine, I'm gonna snap to action.
Yeah.
But like if I don't have to touch it, we're good. So came back to Minnesota to go to the University of Minnesota for pharmacy, which is one of the better schools. Graduated with my doctorate, got out there, started doing healthcare, like spent some time in the NICU, spent some time at a retail pharmacy, spent some time in like a mental health facility. And like my empathy just got the best of me. Like it tore me apart. And I was like, I can't do this. I moved into corporate, and then corporated me.
Yeah.
And I got very burned out. And ultimately, I started homebrewing during the pandemic, actually. Like, a lot of people were making sourdough, and I was making beer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm pretty good at this. Like, I have good instincts, right? Like, the biochemistry stuff, the chemistry stuff, all kind of came back to me. And I just really enjoyed it. And then eventually I woke up and was like, all the breweries I've gone to, like, I've traveled high. I've been to Nisswa, to Big X. Like, I've been to all these random places over the state to go to breweries. When I go home to Chicago, I go to the breweries. And
what's your go-to Chicago brewery?
Oh, that's interesting. I used to go to Three Floyds, like, back when the tap room was open, because my parents live on, like, deep south, right? So driving to Munster wasn't super far. So I would go there, and then that tap room closed. And now there's a place on the north side that's probably 40 minutes from my parents' house, because that city is so big. Like, 40 minutes is not a long commute.
Right, yeah.
To this place called Alarmist.
Okay.
And they have a IPA, a hazy IPA called Le Jus.
Ah.
Fire.
Okay.
So good. There, and then there's a place called Temperance in Evanston, which is not Chicago proper, I know.
Right.
But they have a triple IPA, which I know people are going to, like, the brewers are going to turn off this podcast. Hear me say this.
Oh, I know. I mean, I think there's a fair number of brewers who would claim the IPAs as their go-to.
Well, maybe we need to, like, start a support group.
Well, I don't know if that's necessary. If you've been into a brewery, I would say at least a quarter of the beers.
That's true.
IPA fans aren't hurting.
You're right.
It's those of us who love a good ESB that we need a support group.
Yeah, like a table beer. That's fair.
That's right.
Yeah, go to, like, both Alarmist and Temperance if I can bear to drive to Evanston for Temperance. But they have a triple IPA called The Drop. That was probably one of the first IPAs I ever drank, and I loved it.
Okay.
Haven't had it in a while, but that's one of my faves.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I woke up one day during the pandemic and looked around, I was like, all these breweries I'm going to, like, there's not many people of color in them, nor working in them, and definitely not owning them. Like,
right.
Perhaps this is the way I can make an impact. So, I make a good beer. I can make a home, like, I'm good at home brewing. Like, it's second nature. It comes naturally to me. But I also know, like, there are people that have been doing this for decades, right? And so I think it was a good opportunity for me to sit back and really think about my expertise. Like, if you pass out in the grocery store, I'm the person you want to call. I'm an expert. I'll save your life.
Yeah.
But if you want me to make the best beer in the world, I should probably bring somebody else on as head brewer. So we were talking about that earlier. I have a head brewer who we're home brewing right now, figuring out, the flavors that we want and things like that.
Yeah.
And he's really good. I can't say who he is just yet, but he's so good. And the things he says, it just blows my mind.
I think that's important. I know that, like, there's a lot. I mean, in Minnesota, craft beer as we know it is still relatively new. You know, you couldn't really legally have a tap room until 2011. Not to say that craft beer hasn't been a thing in Minnesota because of Shells and Summit and everything else, but in the craft beer boom, I think a lot of people were opening up breweries because their friends like their homebrew.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of less stressful ways to throw money out the window. So I'm happy that you and you have professional brewing experience too. Yeah. So don't sell yourself short, but, like, bringing on a head brewer with there's so many breweries in the last decade that have just, like, well, I'm the owner and I'm going to be the brewer.
Oh, that's
and
so
I just
impossible.
think that's, like, in this day and age, that's a kind of a fool's errand. There's so many things as we'll kind of get into, because there's so much. It's so daunting.
Much.
People don't think about owning a business. Yeah. There's so many different things that go into that. So I think it's a brilliant decision to have somebody with experience.
Yeah, and I
brew the
appreciate
beer.
that. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
at Ladonia Cerveceria. Like, I mean, I've been there for a little under a year now.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that's experience. But like, Dickie's been brewing for I don't even know how
A long while.
15 years.
A
or
long
something.
while.
Like,
yeah.
we're both in our 30s, and I'm like, bro, you've been brewing since you were like a kid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my goal in life to compete with, like, use my 1 year of experience to compete with it. Like, that's wild. Like,
Yeah.
And again, not a competition necessarily, but like, there's no way I could brew the way he brews right now.
I think but
it's just time.
That shows your smarts. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I can do this.
I mean, yeah, you can,
Can
but
you?
you're gonna do it well.
Well, right. I mean, I can run a marathon. It'd just take me a
really,
good,
really long
good
time.
week.
Same, like a very long time.
So I think that shows like you've done your homework. You know what it takes now, because opening up a brewery in 2012 a lot different than opening up a brewery in 2024.
Absolutely.
So. So you mentioned some Chicago places you like to drink.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna let you off the hook. Let's hear about some local spots. Now, you and I are both residents of the capital city, St. Paul, Minnesota.
St. Paul, baby.
So I'm gonna make it easy for you. I'm not gonna have you step on any toes. Give me your favorite spot in St. Paul. Now, I should mention, if I didn't already, we're at Dual Citizen in St. Paul, on the border of St. Paul and Minneapolis, and we kind of have the tap room to ourselves. This is kind of nice. Although there was somebody, there's other people here. Somebody is doing some sort of quarter exchange on the pinball machines. We waited till that clinky was kind of done. But yeah, I know at 2 p.m. they do their Sunday Kolsch service here,
I'm pumped.
which is a really fun way to spend a few hours and drink little
we gotta
delicious.
Hurry up and end the podcast.
Yeah,
We only got like an hour.
Well, we've got to wrap it up. Let's go to commercial. So, where's your favorite St. Paul brewery to drink?
Oh, that's so hard. It changes all the time. I think right now, I'm gonna say Wandering Leaf. I was just there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
I like Wandering Leaf.
Yeah. Like, we don't know each other personally, but Erica knows what the fuck she's doing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good God, she's so good. We haven't met personally, but like, shout out to her.
Yeah.
Head brewer over there. And Matt is actually one of my loose mentors. I think he would be like, I'm not mentoring you. Like, you just text me every once in a while. But he's super helpful. Like, he has no idea that like a lot of his encouraging words mean a lot to me. And what's funny is like a lot of my mentors in this industry, or people who've been good to me, have been white dudes.
Yeah.
Aside from Dickie, obviously, and Sergio over there as well. But like, I don't know. There's not too many other people in the industry, right, to be your mentors that'll prop you up. So, but no, Matt's a good one. He's really sweet, and he was telling me that the folks over at Wooden Ship, which is a spot in Minneapolis, I really like. Yeah. That those folks are really helpful to him and building what he's been able to do, because they've only been open for a year and a half, I think. Or
they just, Wandering Leaf, like a year and 2 weeks. I think they celebrated their
the
year anniversary on like
April
April 28th.
Yeah, so they just hit a year, but when you're so deep in that and you're so young in the industry, right, or like so young with your brewery being open, he could bury his head, but he makes it a point to tell me, email me, text me, like, tell me what you need. I will send you whatever you want. I'll send you my numbers, my books, my P&L. Yeah. Which is really sweet.
I think that's when you make friends in this industry, people are very open because it's advantageous for a lot of places to be successful.
Yeah.
If St. Paul has a thriving craft beer scene, like, people go around.
Yeah, they don't stay in one spot. Yeah.
Nobody. We all have our favorites, like, Wandering Leaf. But like, I go all around.
Yeah.
Because every place is a little bit different.
I agree.
There's a lot of people like, well, aren't all breweries the same? No, they're not.
No.
They all have their own things that I like, and in some cases things that I don't like.
Yeah.
And then I don't go to those very often.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wandering Leaf, I like that place too.
I like it too.
Was there one specific thing that kind of inspired you to take the plunge? I remember when we were chatting on the podcast with Dickie at Ladonia, you said like, I have a goal of opening my own spot someday. And if I had $1 for every time somebody told me that, I would have driven here in some sort of Corvette. I think a lot of people say that. You meant it, because several months later there was an announcement, like all of a sudden on the Bubble Line Brewing. Wait a minute now.
Oh, she's for real.
Yeah.
She's doing it.
She is not just messing around. What inspired you to, was there like one specific thing, or was it just kind of like you mentioned, noticing the lack of diversity in craft beer?
Yeah, I would say that was one of the big ones. I would say the biggest was like, and this is going to go a little bit dark, but we'll bring it back. Like, the pandemic, so many people died, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we lost over 1 million people in the United States during the pandemic. And, like, being faced with my own mortality was like, if I died tomorrow, I'd be mad sad that I didn't just, like, go for what I wanted.
Yeah.
Again, like my whole thing throughout healthcare and throughout all these other things I've done in my life, because I've worked in labs, I've done plenty of stuff, and I've always just wanted to make an impact, and I just have never felt that I've been able to do that, despite all the different avenues I've attempted to take. So it's like, well, if I'm going to open this brewery, how do I make it impactful? And it just kind of came to me. So like being faced with my own mortality was probably the biggest driver, and continues to drive me today, which is mad sad, right? Like,
but it's real. And you know, I think that's good. I mean, it's good to see something positive come out of something that was so overarchingly negative.
Yeah.
Like the pandemic was. And so that's awesome. I mean, so, you know, yeah, you cooped up, nowhere to go. Learn to homebrew.
Well, I was an extrovert. I don't know if I still identify.
Yeah, kind of more of an ambivert now, or maybe more
definitely.
leaning towards introvert. Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm in like public places. I'm like, this is getting too popping. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Versus before, pre-pandemic, I'd be like, like work the room kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've changed a lot, and that's one of the biggest ones. Is I can't not just shoot my shot. You know, I gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
And like seeing so many people struggle during the pandemic too, part of wanting to make an impact is like making sure I'm paying people a living wage. You shouldn't have to work 6 jobs to put food on the table for your kids.
Right.
That's wild to me. Like, that's awful. And I have to do this, right? Like, I've made so many sacrifices, both personally and professionally, to make this thing happen.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you left, you said the corporate world.
Yeah.
And pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, one of my mentors, who's he used to sell. Sorry, I was too far from the mic.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
One of my mentors who like works in tech, like in a totally different industry, was like, "You jumped out of a perfectly well-flying plane to try to make this thing happen." And I agree. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I lost out on a lot of capital to make this thing happen, but that's okay, right? Like, I had money, not in the way that a lot of people have money, but I was doing all right for myself. But I was super sad.
Well, there's
and low key, I'm broke and happy now.
Yeah,
like quiet as kept. You know,
more to life than money, and I think it's like because I know very. I mean, I'm a teacher, so I don't have that many friends that I work with who have a ton of money. I mean, it's like you said, it's like a lot of people say teachers are underpaid, and while that may be true, I think for working 9 or 10 months out of the year, I think it's fine. But like, yeah, I know people that I went to college with who are making way more than I am.
Yeah.
But they're working 80 hours a week for it, and they don't have any time to spend it, and I never see them.
Yeah.
And so, like, happiness is it's not just one thing. And I think I think as we age and become wiser and learn more about life and what we want out of life, I think sometimes that monetary goal of maybe, all right, I want to be making this much by this age, some of that melts away, and you realize, okay, there's more to life than that.
Yeah, and I gotta say too, I'm definitely saying this from a position of privilege, like to be able to transition out of, like, frankly, a well-paying industry into brewing, which is not as well paid as where I came from. Like, it's a position of privilege.
Yeah,
I 100% acknowledge that, and I would never tell someone to do this if they've got kids or like other people that they're responsible for.
Yeah.
I 100% acknowledge that. And also with this privilege, what am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
How am I going to actually help the people who can't leave the types of jobs that they
Right.
are in
Yeah.
that aren't giving them what they should have?
But it sounds to me like it's like you're gonna do you're making it. I think if we make a positive impact with like and I was adopted and raised by two parents who were both college educated, both in education, and they we weren't rich, but there was food on the table, clothes. I mean, I couldn't. Like, I didn't have, like, Air Jordans, but, like, like...
Definitely didn't
like,
either.
we had, like... It was like, middle class, And I feel like because of that, I'm in a position now to, like, teach, and I didn't have to choose a job where, like, okay, I need to make this much money. I want to teach and this is going to be my way to try to make the world better. And,
right.
That allows me to do this. This is a total... side passion project, and just like I think it's just beer has always to me been a thing that like can bring a lot of people together because we all have one thing in common.
Yep. And we can talk about beer all night.
Yeah, and that's fun, but like beer has brought me to Brewing Change Collaborative. That's how we met, and it's such a wonderful thing. So I think without being able to have a job where I have summers off, luckily, I get to do other things like that. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, I love that, and I'm happy you get to do that. My partner's a teacher as well.
Oh, nice.
Teaches art, and they're like, oh, let's do this and this and this. I'm like, well, I'm still working, but
yeah.
Summers off sounds super nice.
Yeah.
On the summers off, make sure you come over to Bubble Line. And,
I will because yes, that's right. Well, be careful what you wish for. One thing, teachers, it's a pretty stressful job. I think the pandemic made it more stressful.
Oh, absolutely.
But the one constant, teachers love to have a beer or two or seven and just like kind of let loose. It's just fun. But yeah, for sure. So I want to talk more about Bubble Line Brewing. As when we chatted on the podcast, you mentioned, I want to do my own thing. And then I saw this crowdfunding thing, and I saw the goal, and I saw you reach that goal very quickly.
Yeah, that was surprising to me.
What was that like?
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was super surprising. I was shocked. So for those that may not know, I opened a friends and family crowdfunding campaign on my birthday in March, and I was debating if I should ask for $20K. I was like, this might be too much. Like, I'm asking for friends and family. Like, again, I don't come from a ton either. Like, my family has never balled out of control. Like, I also did not have Jordans. We used to get Jordans from the flea market that would knock off, like,
oh, nice.
$20. You got to know somebody,
Yeah.
I won't tell you which flea market, not trying to blow up the spot. But, yeah. So I was like, I don't know if this is too much or, like, am I doing too much? Like, should I have this campaign run for a full 30 days? Like, will we reach it within 30 days? What's that going to say? And we turned out reaching the 20K goal in 6 days, and then ended the campaign with 27, just north of 27, which it just goes to show that, when your heart's in the right place. My heart's in the right place. Like, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to make somebody mad or whatever. But when your heart's in the right place, like, the community will come behind you and support you.
Right.
And I think that was a testament to that. And so I'm really trying to do this the right way. And I'm not succumbing to any urgency. There's been plenty of people who have been like, you need to do things fast. You need to strike while the iron's hot. I'm like, no, I just want to do this the right way and make sure people know that I'm respecting them and using their funds in a responsible way.
Right.
So the 27K has enabled us to be able to, like, get our marketing together, like, put some money aside for permitting. There's a local brewery here who was selling a used brew house. And so we've been able to put some money aside to put a deposit down on that. Granted, that thing costs $50K, so it's like, and I love that brewery, by the way. They're super good people, so shout out to them. They know who they are. So yeah, I'm like, let me put aside $10K so I can give them a deposit to show them that I'm serious.
Right.
You know, so that's enabled us to do those things. But it costs, our startup costs were like $850,000. Like, it's not cheap to open a brewery.
Yeah, and so that's, I mean, the market, the climate right now for craft beer is it's on shaky ground. I mean, you know that.
Yeah.
When other people might be seeing a caution flag, it seems like you see a green light. What is it about that, you know, the specific, you know, in St. Paul, you know, in the last, I mean, there have been some breweries in St. Paul that have closed.
Yeah.
And not, you know, unfortunately, not because their beer was bad. It's just because, you know, negative kind of collateral damage from the economy and changing drinking habits.
Right.
Why do you see, or what about the market do you see as a space that Bubble Line can fill and be successful?
Yeah, that's an awesome question, and I think that's a good question for me to practice answering for the banks and stuff, right?
Because you're getting ready to essentially do kind of like a press junket.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be doing the gauntlet.
Yeah, and I'm not super excited about that part either. Like I don't need my face everywhere. That's super strange for me. Like, I like to walk in the grocery store and just like chill and shop for my very like unhealthy Flamin' Hot Cheetos, like privately, you know?
Yeah.
But looking at craft beer right now, what I see is kind of the ripple effects from the pandemic. Like, the margins on a taproom are wild. Like, when you buy a pint, you make way more money on that pint than you do on cans or on kegs or crowlers, for instance.
Right.
And I think that as a main source of revenue for a lot of places went away during the pandemic and created a hole that a lot of people couldn't get out of. And so even though craft beer is bouncing back, and maybe not quite to the levels that they did before, because I think the economy is still recovering too.
Yeah.
And people are a little bit more frugal with their money. But I still think that, like, no matter what would have happened post-pandemic, like, coming out of that hole was just way too hard for a lot of places. And so that's kind of my rationale in seeing a lot of places close and not being super afraid.
Yeah.
Because both luckily and unluckily, right? Like, I don't have to experience that. I'm coming in after all of that has already happened.
Yeah.
As far as like drinking attitudes changing, I think the more fear we project around craft beer, the less enthusiasm that there's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe people are turning towards seltzers, or maybe people are turning towards XYZ. Like, from what I understand, that happens all the time, that like different generations want different things.
Right.
But there's always going to be a core that wants beer.
Yeah.
And showing the excitement of to those people is important, and I think it serves to draw more people in. Like, at Bubble Line, I plan on doing homebrew courses, like teaching people how to brew beer at home. It is not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
I mean, if you can keep something clean and read a recipe, you can make beer at home.
Yeah. So like teaching people how to do that's going to be super fun, and I think that's going to help bolster some of that. And like, I can't reach everyone, right? Like, I'm not going to single-handedly like change the face of Minnesota beer, like, and like save the industry. Like, no, that's not.
But you don't have to. You just need to do that for a couple people at a time.
And maybe they'll show a couple other people.
And
they'll show a couple other people.
You know how it goes. Like, a spot becomes a spot not because like the owners will it to be. It's because people find it, and they find something that they like and can attach to.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that there's a lot of need from that aspect in not only just the craft beer market, but like everything.
Yeah.
You know, there's like places there's places that are for everyone, and there's places that are for just certain groups.
Yeah.
And I guess in a perfect world, maybe this is my kind of pie in the sky. I mean, I don't think people would describe me as like an optimist, but I do have like this idea of
Dan hates everything.
My utopia would be like everybody can go everywhere and feel welcomed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's hard. That shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
You know, but yet we're at this point where, you know, there's a lot of breweries where, you know, if you look a certain way, if you have a certain gender, you might not be as comfortable. If you have a certain sexual orientation, you might not be as comfortable, and that sucks because like beer, at its core should be it is a communal beverage.
Yeah.
And so like the fact that not everybody feels comfortable going to any brewery, that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, no secret, I'm a black woman. There's some places I don't go.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I don't want that for people. And like to your point too, opportunity wise, there's like, and this is an interesting term that I've chosen to use, but like there's a brewery desert between like Bad Weather, Wandering Leaf, and here, right? Mm-hmm. Like St. Paul, like Rondo, Lexham, like Summit U, Highland Park.
Yeah,
there's
throw
like
Como in there too. There's nothing in Como.
There's no breweries there, right? So I'm like, yeah, maybe the craft brew industry is like quote unquote shrinking, or we're seeing the effects of the economy and all these other things, but like Rondo doesn't have a community destination.
Right.
And like it used to be this like really poppin' hub for like people of color and black people who, you know, lived in that community and like worked in that community, and that's not there anymore. Yeah. So as someone coming from outside of Chicago and like having the opportunity and the privilege to be able to provide that for other people,
right,
I gotta do it.
Yeah. Well, and it's so unfortunate that the Rondo community, I mean, like what it used to be and what it is, it's coming back. Yeah. But it's never when an interstate is literally created through your community, I don't think you ever fully rebound from that. But
that's really hard.
There is an importance to more Black-owned businesses opening up and returning that vibrancy and that excitement to the area.
Yeah, and a lot of that's happening now too. Yeah. Like Lip Esteem, like I don't wear lipstick, but I went in there and I was like, "Oh, these colors look good!" Like right on Selby. Yeah. There's a bunch of different like little places opening up, and like one of our partners is Rondo Community Land Trust, and they have opened my eyes to a lot of places in Rondo that are working on opening or currently open that like I just haven't been to. Yeah. So not only am I trying to build here, like I'm actually really trying to make sure I know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. Like who else is doing this kind of stuff, and like how can I support them too? Yeah. So it's been really cool to learn all that as well.
Well, and I think like, you know, you'll have the opportunity, kind of like the privilege to show a lot of people who maybe haven't been to a craft brewery or maybe have not felt welcome to go to a craft brewery. Yeah. You're going to welcome them with open arms.
We have beer. We
and
have
flowing tap lines.
We have, come through. And just hang, too, you know? Third space.
I think that, I love that concept of a third space because it's, like, so cool to just, like, it's the home away from home. Right. And I think that hospitality, it's not, again, I said it earlier, it shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't be that hard to just like welcome people in. Yeah. Like, hey, nice to see you. This is your first time here? Yeah. What do you like about beer? What do you want to try something? Yeah. Like that's such a simple thing. Yet there's so many people that don't quite do it right. You know. So I guess that's a good question into the so when Bubble Line opens up, what do you want like the vibe to be, or what do you want? So like some places, like, you know, we had a BCC meeting about a month ago at Waldman, and that's kind of like they're known as like the lager place, like the old school lager place in a historic setting. Black Stack they're known for their hazy IPAs, although they do really good lagers as well. Modest is known for kind of like really not even
like the eclectic.
They don't stay between the lines. No, they do whatever the hell they want, and
shout out to Bree.
They do it so well. Yeah, Bree and Sophia and everybody over there. They're just kicking butt and taking names. Hey, thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you're enjoying a 1 pint stand. My aim is to help spread the word about craft beer. Enjoying craft beer is a passion of mine, and I love chatting about it with other people. A 1 pint stand has a goal of helping breweries tell their stories. I love to get out in and beyond Minnesota to visit breweries, beer bars, and meet other interesting beer people. If you are also into those things, you probably want to keep tabs on the show. So go ahead and follow A One Pint Stand on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We would also appreciate any and all positive reviews on Spotify and iTunes to help make it easier for other craft beer listeners to find us. If you like reading about craft beer, I started my own blog, and all of my writing can be found at aonepintstand.com. After 8 years of writing as editor-in-chief at Beer Pluma, it was time for me to start my own blog. So make sure you check out the blog for some interesting craft beer content of the written variety. I truly appreciate you listening and taking time to enjoy our stories. Now, back to the show.
How about a beer?
What do you want Bubble Line to be known for?
Well, first and foremost, and my head brewer would kill me if I didn't say this first, we gotta have a good beer. We've got a great beer. I think before we started recording, you mentioned the pressure of being the first black woman to do this in the state.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure to have a good beer.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I brought in a head brewer, it's I can't come out of the gates with no, I just can't. So good beer, first and foremost. A very tight second is just the most mellow vibes. I'm playing R&B tunes, we're chilling. I don't think I mentioned this to you before, but it's the plan for the build is a nature house, which is a Swedish style building. That's
okay.
Kind of a greenhouse basically. So even when it's negative 20 out, it feels like
fun.
Italy inside. It's
Okay.
a Mediterranean climate with tons of greenery and plants. Again, Wandering Leaf has kind of a similar vibe.
Yeah.
Just that green feel. Living in Minnesota, I think a lot of people understand the effect that the winter can have on your mental health.
Oh, for sure.
And so having a place to go, both during those times and also during the times when it's warm out, to really just vibe out and chill, that's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Good drinks. We'll have coffee and lattes in the morning. We'll
Okay.
do, I probably won't serve a beer before noon or so, just responsibility-wise, but grab you a lemonade, grab a coffee, grab a whatever. We'll have tons of things. We'll probably do THC beverages as well. Licensing for that is interesting, so I'm trying to figure that out right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the taglines for the brewery is we brew drinks for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what I'm trying to adhere to.
Yeah.
Maybe you have never had a beer before. Maybe you only know Bud Light or Coors. Come through and we'll probably have something similar to that, and also try 2 other things that will bring you a little bit deeper into craft beer.
Yeah.
Because big beer is good, but big beer is not craft beer.
Right.
So, how can we use that as a vehicle for good? How do we bring more people into the door and get people comfortable and just finding a place to hang out? I want to see people studying for finals in there. I want to see people having a beer and meeting with their colleagues in there. I want to see people with their 4 or 5 kids in the corner, in the kids corner, playing around they have a beer or a lemonade or whatever have you. We'll do sober nights. I respect that in the community as well. A lot of folks, I won't say a lot because I don't actually have numbers, but I know of people in the industry struggling with alcohol, right? So how do we make that space safe for them as well?
Yeah.
All these other things, all these community-based things are really important to me, and so I'm trying to hit so many things at once, and also have to try not to do everything.
Yeah. Well, because then...
Yeah, then it's a wash.
Yeah.
You spread yourself too thin and
Right.
everything's bad.
Right.
But
yeah.
yeah, there's 5 or 6 things that I'm trying to do really, 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 really well. And part of that is just being able to brew drinks for everyone.
Yeah. How important is it to you to have, obviously your own identity, if you're doing a census, you check off quite a few boxes.
Yeah.
And is that going to be where, as I think of some breweries don't really lead with that. You don't know the identity of the owners. You're just this is a craft brewery. We have this beer. Yeah. That's their identity.
Yeah.
How much of your identity is going to be when somebody walks in, will they know that it's owned by a woman of color, queer woman? Is that going to be part of all of it? Because I would imagine if I'm looking for a place and I also check those boxes, I see that instantly I want to go there.
Yeah.
I want to see what this is about,
Yeah.
because there are not that many spaces owned by that. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. To your question being like, is that something that's going to be reflected in the space? I hope so. That's the plan.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I walk through the world and I try to just exist. You know, I'm just me. I'm a black girl. I'm queer. I'm a little bit tall. Not that you can compare like tallness and queerness or blackness or anything like that. But like, there's a lot of identities that I hold that I think will hopefully bring people in. And then when you come into the space, I hope that you just feel well.
Yeah.
And that's not something that's prioritized in like survival culture. And like, is there going to be a picture of me on the wall? Like, no, I'm too shy for that. Like, this whole media week thing is actually freaking me out a lot. Like, I'm just
this is
mellow.
a good trial run. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I chat with my buddy over beers, like on this podcast. Like, this is like very chill.
Yeah.
You'll see my nerves come out like on the other stuff. But like, how will that be reflected? I'm really just hoping that it's a reflection of the things that I love. Like, when I was in school, I couldn't study in a basement with no windows. I can't do that. I used to study in the physics building at the U, which is like, it's all glass. It's this like stunning building, and it's like modern, and it feels good. Yeah. And that's just what I want to provide for people. And I'm hoping that like black people, queer people, people in general know that this is for them. And even if maybe my picture's not on the wall, or it's not like, there's no sign out front that says like, first black queer woman owned, like, you know, like, and also we're not the first queer owned brewery, to be clear. Yeah. But like, just because that sign's not out front does not mean I'm not for you. Like, you know who owns this place, so come in and like command the space. Like, this is for you. Yeah. And I don't need to put a sign up for that to be true. Right. I want you to be able to come in the space and feel good. Right. Which means it's for you. Yeah. Yeah.
As far as like, so kind of going back to the crowdfunding, I wouldn't even know where to begin to start
I barely know where to begin.
I know that you have to have beer. Yep. So other than like the equipment costs, what are some of the, and you said you've got your head brewer, what are some of the other roles, positions, roles at the brewery that you're looking to fill?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Like, we definitely need beer tenders and bartenders, people who can pour lemonade as well out of a tap. I'm not gonna lie, I hate social media. Like, it's the bane of my existence. Every time I have to post my Instagram for the business is like, ugh. So I am planning on finding someone for that. And by finding someone, I mean I have someone in mind.
Shantae.
Her name is Shantae.
Closed circuit to Shantae.
You know, like, she knows.
She is no stranger to social media.
Oh, goodness gracious. She's so good at it. Yes. And yeah, I'm not. Know your strengths, right? Yeah. So all that marketing stuff, all that brand awareness stuff, like, that is a Shantae thing. And the minute that I have the money to pay her, it's like, come through, please take it. Because that's like my biggest pain point. Yeah. So like a barista, right? Like, I can make a coffee. I make a bomb caramel latte, and I use homemade caramel. Like, it's super fire. But like, some people are going to come in and want latte art. Like, don't ask me for that. Like, I need a barista, bro. You know?
Yeah. I am actually mesmerized. Well, I go to Nina's a lot. That is, and sometimes you'll get like
Stop
a heart or like a fern.
Yeah,
or like,
I can't do any of that.
Like,
it's a cloud every time. If you want a cloud, I got you.
It's like some people that see they burn a piece of toast, like, oh, it's Jesus. I need to. Yeah, that means my soul has been saved. I'm like, no, you just over toasted your bread. I wouldn't know where to start with that, but yeah, barista. I didn't know you were gonna have coffee.
Yeah, I feel like
now I'll be torn.
I'm very
Will
bad
I go
at
to Nina's?
telling
Will I
people
go
what I'm
to
doing.
Bubble Line? That's gonna be tricky, because I like what what you were describing is very like, oh, that's a place I want to be. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. And for me, like, the easiest transition I can make in a day is from coffee to beer. That's not a hard sell.
I mean, I have the convenience for you. If you want to sit in the same spot the whole time, I got you. Nina's is good. I will say it's like a mile and a half from where I hope Bubble Line will be. Yep. Like, they're a little bit deeper in Cathedral Hill. Yeah. Like, I'm Rondo proper. You know what I mean? Like, right on Selby is my goal.
So for people that don't know like on a map, what is the parameters of Rondo?
That's super hard because like there's fuzziness around like those borders. But one thing that I think is super clear is that Selby up to like from basically like Lexington up to Dale.
Okay.
On Selby, Rondo.
Okay.
Up towards like past Dayton, past Rondo Ave, like across 94.
Yeah.
I think like Charles-ish,
Yep.
maybe.
Okay.
Also like Old Rondo, like where all that stuff, a bunch of stuff used to be.
Okay.
Once you start getting towards like Summit University, like that border stuff, that stuff is fuzzy.
Okay.
So it's really hard to know like where today historically, like what exactly Rondo would be.
Yeah.
Which is part of the sadness, right?
Right.
But like if you are a descendant of Rondo and you claim X to be where Rondo is, like I believe you.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because you get to say that, right? Like you're the descendant of Rondo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were the person that watched your community get torn apart. You're the person that watched like all those jobs go away, or
Right.
you know, all that history not necessarily go away because we're obviously still talking about it, but all the ramifications of like the like attempted erasure of that history. You watched all that.
Yeah.
Right. So like anything that like a descendant of Rondo says, I'm like, cool.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not from here, dude. Like, I respect that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that'll be good. So you're kind of like looking in that area.
Yeah.
Like if you.
I live right off Selby, so it's like.
Yeah. So somewhere, I mean, that would be nice to be like, because then, you know, kind of like you can really dig in. I mean, you already have roots in that area. Mm-hmm. You can further that connection and then like really.
Yeah.
Create community.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. I'm always kind of flabbergasted by brewery owners that don't spend a lot of time at their brewery. Oh. I feel like there's a lot of owners that are just like they're owners on paper.
That's so funny.
They show up for like
any of those people. The owners I know are like, all right.
Yeah.
I believe you though, fully.
But it's like you need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You need to be interacting. You need to know what your patrons want.
Yeah.
Like,
and that was a recommendation to me not too long ago. Someone who like grew up in Rondo was like, go to like the district council meetings, understand who is around you and what their needs are. Like what are the things that people are asking for right now? And so I've been trying to make those efforts, you know, like trying to figure out when the district council meetings are, like who is my councilwoman, which I'm very proud to say that's Anika Bowie.
Okay.
You know, so I know who that is. But, you know, like learn more about what's around you and humbling myself and knowing that I know very little, like understanding that I know very little has been super important. And like, again, I'm going to make mistakes. Like, I just don't want to like be out here moving wild and like nobody's going to call me out or nobody's going to tell me. And I just keep making those same mistakes and alienating community. So yeah, my goal is to like roll out of bed, show up to the brewery, walk there, even when it's negative 20 out.
Make a caramel latte.
You know, for myself and like the first 5 people who show up.
Yeah.
And,
That's so awesome. I'm so excited. This is like a couple months ago. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna open my own spot. Now we're moving.
I can't lie. I've been thinking about this for like years.
Yeah.
Right. So saying it out loud is mostly just like me having pulled together the courage to say it out loud.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make it seem like I just woke up and then 2 days later I started doing this.
Right.
You know, that's very much not true. I had to sit down and think about like, is this something that folks in Rondo would be receptive of, or like asking around, like, is this something you'd like to see? Is this a community destination that you'd be interested in like going to? Hearing yeses to those questions over and over again was the only way that I was able to actually stand up and say, all right, I'm a fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's been the biggest, let's go both. What's been the biggest like unexpected positive surprise? And then what's been like an obstacle that popped up that you didn't anticipate?
Oh, wow. You got me on the spot now. Let me think.
Because, I mean, I'm sure that the plans, you know, as detail-oriented as you are, coming from a science background, there's always stuff that, like,
for sure.
I didn't anticipate that being so easy or that being so cool. And, like, I thought this was going to be easy, and this is turning out to be a colossal pain in the butt.
I think the support was, like, the most surprising, like, the most positive thing. And not surprising because people, like, don't like things or whatever, but more just, like, people actually hearing about it and walking around and people saying, oh, you're so-and-so that's opening the brewery. That's been wild.
Yeah.
And, like, when it's people who live in Rondo and people who are pumped about it, that's the thing that, like, hits me and makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
Like, someone recently was like, yeah, my grandma got your, like, direct mail the other day, and she said she decided. I was like, yo, tell grandma to come to the brewery. Like, I would treat her like a VIP. I got her, you know? So that's been the most, like, like, I can't explain it.
Well, that's so important.
Yeah. Like,
That's
somebody's grandma
so
wants to come to
important.
the brewery. That's incredible to me.
Because then that's a connection.
Yeah.
That's a connection, and it's like, you know, like I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that makes me feel really good. I think the biggest obstacle so far has been, like, access to capital. And I won't say that that's surprising, right? Like, like, statistics and data show that, like, Black people and specifically Black women have the toughest time getting access to capital despite having some of the most successful businesses because I think generally the pressure on Black women is very high to do things exactly right.
Yeah.
Because it's not just for you. You're paving the way for tons of other people, whether that's fair or whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
When people look at you and they see that you're successful, you know, it increases the likelihood the next person coming after you will be accepted.
Yeah.
So that pressure has been a lot, and that lack of access to capital has been, like, super disappointing, which is why I'm, like, crowdfunding so hard. It's like, I don't want necessarily to give away all the equity in the business to someone else, because then now that means I've got to ask people for their opinions on things, or like not necessarily be able to, like, highlight the voices that I think are most important, which are those folks in Rondo.
Yeah.
And, like, the community that I'm in, and, like, what those people want.
Yeah.
So that's been the toughest, is trying to balance all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you circumvent that?
You just got to believe that it's all going to be all right.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly religious, but I am, like, decently spiritual. Like, I believe that, like, something out there in the universe is, like, looking out for me.
Yeah.
And I just got to trust in that. And that's been the thing that's kept me grounded. Is like, all right, like, all the pieces didn't fall into place because of me or because, like, I'm this, like, special person. It's because, like, the universe is like, all right, she's really, really trying. Like, let's throw her a bone.
Yeah.
She's doing what she's supposed to be doing, or what she's meant to be doing. And I believe that. And that's the thing that, like, I just have to brush off all the other mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard, though. I won't pretend like it's easy.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine. And then, like you say, I mean, yeah, you could just be like, okay, I'll talk to some investors. I'll talk, you know, but then, like you said, you know, the more investors there are, if their vision isn't on par with your vision, and they're just give you complete trust and just like, all right, here's the money, and I'll just sit back. I mean, maybe those investors are out there.
I mean, if they are, you know me, contact at bubbleonbrewing.com.
I know you should
find me.
There are entities that are willing to invest in up and coming people with an idea for a business that maybe didn't go to business school, or they're not the prototypical entrepreneur.
Sure.
We got to ask Elle about that, and we got to ask Bill at Metronome about that.
Yeah, I've not met Bill yet, and I've like popped in
he's
the
super
Metronome,
cool.
And, like, I have not met him yet, and I want to really badly.
I've talked to him one time. He is, like, an amazing musician.
Yeah.
Also,
like the Philharmonic, like a big deal.
Yes. Yeah. I love the idea of because they want to grow big time.
Yeah.
And their mission is, I am wholeheartedly supportive of providing
like music expansion,
music,
and stuff. Yeah.
access to instruments, access to music for people that don't normally get
Yep.
that.
Yep.
That's good. And I think it's like for breweries to have a mission,
Yeah.
something to kind of pour their energy into, in addition to providing
Right.
quality beverages and a
Right.
quality experience, is really important. I think that's another good way to kind of differentiate yourself, because right now in Minnesota we've got 220 plus breweries.
Yep.
And not all of them have an identity, that's a problem, because people need to know, oh yeah, that's the place I go for this, that's the place I go for that, and
Yep.
that's important. I think
Yep.
once you reach beyond a certain number, you need to have that to
Yeah.
really have a path to success.
It sounds like just being grounded in something is probably like a key differentiator
Yeah.
for folks that are going to be like pillars in their community, or
Yep.
like the thing that people like someone's going to think of when they think of music or
Yeah.
community or
Yeah.
some sort of community destination.
Well, and I think a brewery is just such a natural fit for that, because it's
yeah.
like, if you think back to like the pub, it's
Yeah.
a community spot. I mean, you will be the pub.
I don't even watch soccer, and
For
you go
that-
to Brid's Pub for soccer,
That's right.
right? Like, I don't even watch soccer, and you
Yeah,
know that. So
but it's
yeah, there's
packed.
definitely an identity that they're grounded in.
It seems like you are definitely, I mean, you said you're on the precipice of doing a lot of press.
Yeah.
What do you have lined up? Where can people look forward to seeing your face and hearing you tell this story again in a different way, shape, and form?
Yeah, if you heard it once, you've heard it a million times. But we just did an interview with some folks over at WCCO, which is cool. Minnesota Women's Press, hopefully here soon. I would love for NPR. I told my head brewer and like a few friends, like, if we get NPR, like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just gonna like sit down and chill, because like I listen to NPR. You know, like that's a big deal to me. And maybe it's like, maybe some other people are like, oh, that's basic, but like for me, that's like, wow, that's a big deal. So yeah, there's a lot coming up. I'll be on a podcast tomorrow night or Tuesday night, sometime this week, called Being Black in Craft.
Okay.
And I actually hadn't heard of it until they reached out to me.
That's awesome.
But they do a podcast too, like revolving around like Black folks in craft beer, which is really cool. I'm really excited to do that.
Yeah.
And just hear their perspectives on like where the state of craft beer is specifically for Black brewers and for like Black business owners. That's going to be really fun and really cool. So there's quite a few things lined up. It's going to be kind of a wild week. Like, don't text me to go out. I'm going to be in the bed.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about that. And then hopefully, once the crowdfunding campaign, we're trying to raise $500K, which is huge, but we're also trying to spread this campaign outside of Minnesota, like hopefully across the nation, and try to, get some more of those like non-deal you live dollars to help us build this thing.
Yeah.
And so hopefully the support, comes in abundance. If not, you always got to have a contingency plan. But like I'm thinking that hopefully this is going to go in a really positive direction.
Yeah.
Both fiscally and being able to build something that really, really serves people.
Well, and I mean, like, it's kind of been, touched on multiple times over the span of this interview, but like, having a place, so I met you through Brewing Change Collaborative.
Yeah.
And that has been such a wonderful thing. I mean, I've said this on numerous podcast episodes where, it's really important to be able to feel comfortable in a space. And it's important to see diversity across the board, not just on the packaging line, not just at somebody pouring your beer.
Right.
You want to see diversity all the way up to ownership. And when that happens, it's becoming more common, but it's still very minute. BCC, when I became a member, right before the pandemic, to see the number of people in BCC then and now that have jobs in this industry, various levels, doing various things, is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cool. And so I'm just so excited for you.
Yeah.
That you are doing this. I can't wait for early 2025.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Whatever the date is, because I think that it's just going to be really, it's such a necessary and important thing, what you're doing,
I appreciate that.
to provide a spot.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And it's like, the idea of like that third space, everybody deserves that. No matter what your background is, you deserve to walk into a place and just feel like you belong.
Yeah.
And it's so important. It's so simple. I mean, I think back to, I taught 20 years at a junior high school. It's like that quest to belong is so elusive at that age.
Yeah.
And that's what makes those years so tough.
Yeah.
And then my advice to all my students was just wait a couple years. You get to the high school, you're going to find your people.
Yep.
You're going to think right now you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, which is completely understandable.
Yep, and normal.
Because you just want to belong.
Yep.
And like I think that's with when people enter a certain hobby or something. I mean, I remember the first time I went to a craft beer bar. I went to the Happy Gnome back in the day. Oh,
wow.
And that was like,
St. Paul.
I was so intimidated. I'm like, I don't know any of this beer.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask a stupid question. And so it's hard. But like, if you can provide, if Bubble Line can be that place for somebody to come in and have a positive craft beer experience, that's going to be such an important thing to allow that person to like, okay, this is for me too.
Yeah.
And how wonderful is that?
Yeah, I'm hoping that, I think I'll know that I've quote unquote made it when someone walks through the door and comfortably just says, I don't know what any of this is. What should I get? Or what do I do? Or,
Yeah.
And they feel comfortable enough to just outwardly say that. I feel like that's when I know I've made it.
Yeah.
And also I'd be remiss to mention too, like shout out to BCC. It was like y'all have no idea, like from Elle yelling at me about social media to like Shantae just telling me like, it's gonna be fine. You're all right. To like Charles and Brian constantly teasing me, just everybody being really sweet. Bree, like the first Black woman brewer. Like, what? Like, watching her.
She's a rock star.
Yeah, she is. Like watching all these people around me in BCC, like do their thing. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that I hearken back to when I'm struggling. Yeah. Or when like the 40th grant has said like, sorry, like we can't give you this money. You just don't fit the bill or whatever, they never give you feedback. When those things happen, like the place I go is BCC, Yeah. And like I don't even have to talk about it. I just show up and everybody's like, "Yo, what are we drinking?" Or like, "What's the like?" Having that has been such a game changer and like helped me push through like the tougher moments of like opening a brewery and like considering opening a brewery. Yeah,
yeah. Well, I just love. I mean, it's like
and you too, Dan.
None of us have to go it alone. Like when we have our meetings or meetups or anything, whether it's a formally scheduled thing or just like, hey, I'm going here. If anybody's around, let's have a beer. It's just like so nice to just be together.
Has anybody ever given you your flowers on this podcast, Dan? Has anybody ever given you your flowers on this podcast?
No.
Do you know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Giving you your flowers, like celebrating you
like
while you're here.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Like, when I was thinking about doing this whole press thing that I definitely do not want to do, as we've said many times, I was like, I got to make sure I talk to Dan. Like, Dan's the man. Like, I like, the first thing I wanted to do is talk to Dan, Like, you create that safe space, too. So, like,
I try.
I'm sure on behalf of everybody who's done this, like, thank you.
Yeah, well, that
like,
means
shout
a
out
lot.
to you.
You know that means a lot. I
Do I? No, I was kidding.
It's just great. I love what you're doing. I love the risk you're taking, and I think that's so important because it's like it is going to blaze. It's going to show people a path forward. Yeah. If they're like hemming and hawing about taking this step, it's hard to kind of imagine and visualize what that could look like until somebody does it, and you're doing it. So that's really powerful. If anybody
wants to know how I did it or like how I am doing it, like I'm always open to that. Like I put in the business plan, like, yes, I'll be the first Black woman-owned brewery in the state, but I don't want to be the only. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to pitch myself as competition to other people. I just want to be able to tell people how this was done. Yeah. And how, like, what my path looked like. And you'll get there on a path of your own, but like, here's some of the mistakes I made or some of the things that I had to do to make this happen so that you know what you're in for. I want to be able to tell people like, yeah, I did it and so can you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
so for people that want to follow the brewery, for people that are listening to this and they're like, I had no idea this was happening. I have deep pockets. I want in on this. How can people provide capital? How can said that there's like a crowdfunding? Give me that. How do people follow the brewery? I know you're on Instagram.
Yeah, all the things I have have to train myself to say.
Right, this trial run.
Crowdfunding is opening on Friday, May 24th. I wanted to do it before the students that I work with graduated so that they can focus on their graduation. They graduate from St. Thomas on the 25th. Shout out to Cam and Layla. So crowdfunding opens on the 24th, which is this coming Friday. It'll be on Indiegogo. Like, if you Google Bubbleline Brewing Company, it should come up.
Okay.
As far as where to follow us, where I'll be reluctantly posting on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Bubbleline Brewing Company, Instagram @Bubbleline Brewing. You can email me at contact@bubblelinebrewing.com. Right now, my inbox is 0. I've responded to all emails as of now.
Nice.
So if you email me right now, I should be able to reply.
Yes.
So like any way that you want to get in touch, check out the website, www.bubblelinebrewing.com. There's a place to sign up and subscribe for updates. You can do that as well. There's so many ways to reach me/us. So if you have questions, like, find one of those avenues and I'll answer you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Britt, it's always fun. You know, I love chatting with you. Now you're like, and the second time chatting with you on the podcast, which is fun. So I'm excited. Was really thankful that you were willing to take time out of I know you're busy, taking time out of your day to sit down and talk. I'm very excited for you. I'm going to be there when you open the doors. I'm going to be there for the soft opening.
Yes.
And
you're part of the dress rehearsal.
Whatever.
Like, look,
that's right.
Am I messing this up?
Yeah, that's right. I'll wear a disguise. I'll come in as like a secret shopper. I have
like
a package of fake mustaches.
You're too tall for a disguise.
Yeah. But I'll be here to help support in any way that I can, because I think it's so important that craft beer needs to be is a diversity of beer styles.
Yeah.
It also needs to mimic that from the people behind the beer.
Agree.
So I love what you're doing, and thank you so much for your candor.
Oh, I appreciate that. I try to be honest as much as I can.
Yeah,
it's a wild time.
You're genuine. It's like you don't need to try. It's just who you are, and that's that's why I like that we're friends.
Oh,
so
thanks for calling me friend. That's the first time you ever said that.
You know we're friends. Yes.
Snap.
Yeah.
I made it. Mama, I made it.
Yes, that's right. So for another, this has been a fun beer chat. So check out Bubble Line Brewing on social media. Their crowdfunding starts May 24th. Indiegogo, Google Bubble Line. Throw some dollars their way so we get this ship off the ground.
If you can, show up on day one, and we'll get you a beer.
So that's fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan.
This has been another beer conversation on a 1 pint stand. Cheers. It's a really special thing to provide people with a space that they really want to gravitate towards and feel ownership of. That ability to make people feel welcome is definitely easier said than done. In opening the first Black woman-owned brewery, Brittney Mikell is forging a path for others to follow. Bubble Line is the culmination of passion, love, and dedication to a craft. Brittney's doing all the right things. And while I'm absolutely struck by her courage and intellect, I truly believe that it's her humility and ability to ask for advice that puts her in a really good spot when it comes to opening up a brewery. I know that 2025 sounds like a long way off, but is going to be here before we know it. I know that the people who walk into Bubble Line Brewing will be really proud to call that space their own. And with that, we're at the close of another episode I want to thank Dual Citizen Brewing Company for letting us podcast in their tap room. And I want to really give a huge thanks to Britt for talking beer with me and giving me the time to hear her story. I'm so excited to follow the progress. So please follow Bubble Line Brewing on the social media, their website, and consider the Indiegogo that goes live on May 24th if you want to do a little bit of financial support for this great venture. It's going to be a wonderful thing for St. Paul and especially for the Rondo area. So thank you so much for listening to another episode of A One Pint Stand, a Minnesota craft beer podcast where the pants stay on, but the caps come off. Cheers. You're smart. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I can do this.
I mean, yeah, you can, but you're going to do it well.
Well, right. I mean, I can run a marathon. It'd just take me a
really long
good
time.
week.
Same, like a very long time.